Welcome everyone to this new chapter. It's called Resampling Methods, or I'll define what that means. Resampling methods, right? Previously we were doing a couple of algorithms, right? And we said there are ways to improve those algorithms, and we are going to see some of the methods in this chapter. In the next chapter we'll continue improving our algorithms. What are resampling methods? This is just an introduction video to what we'll be discussing in this chapter. So resampling methods, they involve, let's say we have a sample of our data here. Basically, resampling methods, it involves repeatedly drawing samples from this data set. So drawing samples, let's say sample number 1, and then we have sample number 2. We can have this as sample number 3. So repeatedly drawing samples from the same data set. And this data set could be our training data. Let's just say our training data in our case, right? In our case, we want to train in a machine learning algorithm. So we want to draw samples, to repeatedly draw samples from our training data. And when we draw these samples, we are going to fit the linear model, or I'm going to say linear model because in this chapter, we're mostly going to use linear regression as just an example, but these methods extend beyond linear regression. But let's say we are fitting a linear regression model. We are going to say, okay, we have our training data. If our training data, let's say we do not have many observations in our training data, we can draw repeated samples and fit our training data. So here we have fit number 1, draw another sample and we have fit number 2, draw another sample, we have fit number 3, right? Of the same linear model. Let's just say the same linear model, we fit it so many times because we are repeatedly drawing samples from the same training data, right? Fitting different models like this on different samples helps us gain additional information. That is our aim. Our aim is to get additional information on our model. As we fit it many times, we are hoping to get additional information. Comparing our results of a fitted linear model may differ each time a sample is drawn. The most common resampling methods are 1. Cross-validation methods. Cross-validation, and 2. The bootstrap method. So cross-validation, it is used to assess the model. So it's model assessment, right? Assessment and model selection. What do these terms mean? So model assessment basically is the process of evaluating how our method is performing. So let's just say model performance, how well our model is performing, right? So yeah, it's looking at things like test errors, right? Looking at test errors, that is how we test our performance, right? So our test errors, if it performs well, it means the test error is low and we can send it to production, isn't it? Because our model has performed well, or we've assessed it and we are happy. And what about model selection? Model selection is basically we are selecting the proper flexibility of the model, right? You remember that let's say for linear model we can have let's say for a linear model, right? We can have some factors of the variables. We can have some factors of the variable. We're going to have x1, x2, x3, let's just say. So here with cross-validation, we're able to select the right flexibility of this model. We're going to see when we do cross-validation what exactly those two terms mean. And then for bootstrap, it usually provides a measure of accuracy of a parameter itself, given a statistical learning model. You remember that our linear model was given by something like this, plus b bpxp, right? So the bootstrap will allow us to know the accuracy of, say, b1. it provides us a measure of accuracy of a parameter, let's say B1 here, of any given statistical learning model. So we want to know how accurate, because these are going to be estimates, right? If you remember from our chapter on regression, these are going to be estimates. So how accurate is this? How accurate is this? We can use the bootstrap method. We can use the bootstrap method here. So cool. This is just the introduction video. In the next video, we're going to get into cross-validation methods. So stay tuned for that video then.